After losing their first two of the season, Leicester came to London Irish's Medeski Stadium in round 6, hunting a fourth win on the bounce. And it took the Tigers less than 3 minutes to draw first blood. Scrum half Sam Harrison with a brilliant dummy, and some smart footwork too, to bring his team to within a yard of the line. The ball was calmly reworked, and Matt Timur provided the cutout pass for fellow Australian Nick Maloof to dot down. George Ford missed the conversion from out wide, but Leicester's captain for the day made no mistakes with his next 3 kicks from the tee to take the Tigers into a 14-point lead. Leicester debutant Gareth Owen then earned 10 minutes in the cooler for this off-the-ball hit and drop of Greg Tonks, and from the ensuing penalty, Tommy Bell finally got Irish on the scoreboard. Yet the Exiles conceded again at the start of the second half. Leicester open side Will Evans ghosting through a gap to run in unopposed from 30 metres. Bell slotted a penalty for Irish in reply, and just before the hour mark, the home side had their first try, courtesy of flanker Blair Cowan, who slipped the tackle of Maloof to scramble over the line. Bell with a super touchline conversion. But Leicester and Johnny May sprang straight back into action. This mazy run from the informed winger securing Leicester field position in Irish's half. And from a maul minutes later, Timur lofted a pass over the top, and May had his 6th of the season. The remaining 10 minutes belonged entirely to Irish, however, as they showed true fighting spirit and no small amount of class. The touch paper lit by fly half James Marshall, who found support in the sizeable frame of Ollie Hoskins. And from the ruck, Irish captain David Pace strolled over with only green shirts around him. Bell converted, and Irish kept the hammer down in search of a losing bonus point, a reward they duly received, and in the last play of the game, Marshall cut back inside to find Alex Lewington, who burst past 3 Leicester players to score. A crucial bonus point secured for the Exiles, but the final score 27-28 to Leicester.
Exeter hosted Bristol on Saturday, with the visitors desperate for an unlikely win that would keep their survival hopes alive. Their day got off to a bad start, with traffic delaying their arrival, and things got even worse soon after kick-off when Ollie Woodburn ran in for the hosts. The response was a quick one from the Bristolians, though, Will Hurrell intercepting a wayward pass and motoring in for the score. The returning Gavin Henson converted and added a penalty to see Bristol in front before they extended their lead through a Jason Woodward try after yet another mishap in midfield for the Chiefs. A Henry Slade penalty moved Exeter back to within 7. However, Bristol seemed to find another gear and another try. Henson starting and finishing the score with the help of an outstanding offload from Jones.
I'm happy. They've gone back.
Exeter pushed hard before the break and were rewarded right on the stroke of half-time when substitute Jeff Parling squeezed in at the corner. The Chiefs came out fighting after the break and were on the score sheet early through Ian Whitten. Following a Slade conversion, it was back to all square at 24 all. Exeter began to turn the screw, and through one of their familiar scorers had their 4th try of the game, Thomas Waldrum getting yet another to add to his ever-growing tally. Another Henson penalty closed the gap before Bristol went in front yet again. Mitch Eadie this time strolling in after Chiefs failed to deal with a crossfield kick. With the game entering the final 5 minutes, it looked as though Bristol might hold on for a famous win. Exeter, though, cheered on by a packed-out Sandy Park, had just enough in the tank to find the winning score through that man Waldrum once more. A harsh result perhaps for Bristol in a cracker down on the south coast. The final score, Exeter 38, Bristol 34.
Gloucester welcomed Saracens, knowing that they faced a tough task in chasing a bonus point win for a playoff spot against a side who on average only concede 1 try a game. The home side started brightly though, Freddie Burns slotting a penalty inside the first 5 minutes before 23-year-old winger Johnny May found the line. Henry Trinder doing well to draw in Chris Wiles, then set May off to finish strongly in the corner for the game's first try. Owen Farrell opened the scoring for Saracens with a penalty kick, and with a quarter of the game played, a poor pass from Wigglesworth sat up conveniently for teammate Tompkins. And with Gloucester's defensive line out of shape, he was able to canter over almost unopposed. The conversion slotted by Farrell for a 5-point lead. Gloucester remained buoyant though, and a quick line-out resulted in a cute grubber kick from Burns in behind the Sarries' defence. And that man Johnny May got his 2nd try. A Burns penalty, making it 18-13 at the break. The second half continued to be competitive, but it wasn't until the hour mark that we saw more points on the board. Owen Farrell with a penalty. But in direct reply, Sione Calamafoni fed Ben Morgan, and the England number 8 strode away powerfully for Gloucester's 3rd try, prompting dreams of a potential bonus point 4th. Saracens got themselves back into it though. Short passing on the try line, finding Joel Tompkins for his second, and the deficit back down to 2 points with the conversion. The clock looked to have beaten Gloucester's hopes of 5 points when the final penalty was awarded to them. And despite Freddie Burns' clear frustrations at the decision taken to go for goal, he kept cool enough to slot the points, keeping his side in the hunt for the league's final playoff spot with a final score at Kingsholm of Gloucester Rugby 28, Saracens 23.
Worcester's pursuit of a first Premiership win of the season has brought some near misses over the past few months, and for much of an eventful afternoon at the Stoop, Director of Rugby Dean Ryan must have felt like the waiting was finally over. Certainly plenty of Quins fans will have feared the worst, as their team was second best against the Premiership's bottom side for the opening 40 minutes. Penalties from Chris Pennell and Ryan Lamb here gave Worcester an early 6-point lead, which might have been even greater, with both players also missing early kicks. But the big boost they really wanted came after half an hour, the game's opening try, scored by David Lemmy. Exactly a year after their last league win, the Warriors seemed to be on course for a long overdue celebration. But just when it seemed as though Worcester would go into the break with a 13-point lead, Harlequin struck back. Ben Bottiger providing the home fans with something to cheer for the first time all afternoon. So 13-3 to Worcester at half-time, but Quins emerged a very different side for the second half. Suddenly they were on the front foot, and Worcester's advantage began to look more fragile. The home side were given another penalty early in the second half, and Bottiger, who's just signed a new contract at the Stoop, added 3 more points. But with 25 minutes left, the Warriors still led 13-6. Then Leonardo Senatori was yellow carded, and down to 14 men, Worcester were made to pay. Sam Smith went over in the corner for a try against the club he'll be joining in the summer. And a few minutes later, Bottiger's third penalty gave Quins the lead for the first time. Even a losing bonus point looked to be drifting away for Worcester when Harry Sloane scored a converted try on his Premiership debut. Harlequins were 8 points ahead. But not many of the 12,000 plus spectators at the Stoop would begrudge Dean Ryan's team their second try of the afternoon. Pennell was the scorer, and when he added the conversion, there was just a point between the teams again. It meant a tense finish, but the home side held on. Worcester had suffered another agonising defeat, and their 9-year wait for a league victory over Quins goes on.
Northampton Saints have been a team on the back foot in recent times, and last week's tough away win at Worcester, Jim Malnder hoped would give them momentum for the visitor Bath. Tom Heathcote and Stephen Myler traded penalties to open the scoring for the two teams, before Jamie Elliott crunched his way over in the left corner for a Saints 8-3 lead halfway through the first half. Myler and Heathcote continued to exchange penalties to set the second half up nicely as Saints led 11-9 for break. Over 8 short minutes, the Saints seemed to turn the screw in the second half as Myler slotted 3 penalties in a row to stretch the Midlanders' lead to 11 and put the green and gold in control. But Bath pressure was exerted. Paul Doran-Jones was indisciplined in the scrum and referee Luke Pearce handed Bath a penalty try. The resulting Tom Heathcote conversion made it 20-16 to Saints. As Saints pushed to extend their lead, Bath struck again. Late starter Samesa Rocco Dunguni intercepted and outpaced Ben Foden, racing away to score under the posts, his first in the Aviva Premiership. Bath had the lead for the first time since the 9th minute, 20-23. Saints hadn't won at home in the league since round 9, and that run looked to be continuing until fast thinking and quick hands from Ben Foden put Elliott in on the left once more, and the youngster slid in. Myler's conversion rattled the posts, but the Saints clung on. Northampton sneaking a passion-filled thriller at Franklin's Gardens. Final score, Northampton Saints 25, Bath 23.
Two teams with little tangible to play for, and for much of the game it showed, but Sale did at least start like a side ready to end a long, hard campaign on a high. Scrum half Dwayne Peel to the fore in the move that put Tom Brady over in the corner. Wasps' response was sparked by Joe Simpson's quick thinking and matched by Christian Wade's predatory instincts on his 50th appearance for the club, the winger's 12th Premiership try of the season. He could be spending his summer with England in Argentina, but some of his teammates may have mentally hit the beach already. Just 2 minutes later, as Wasps dithered, Sharks flanker Dan Braid struck, and the home side turned around 5 points up. Two teams who can both expect to look rather different by the start of next season struggle to find their rhythm, with one notable exception. Wade's second score of the afternoon saw him match teammate Tom Varndell at the top of the try charts. But Wasps' 8th straight defeat in all competitions was sealed by Nick McLeod with 5 minutes left. And Sale had finished a cliffhanger of a season with the narrowest possible win. For Wasps, yet another reminder of the reasons why this season won't live long in the memory.